All right. Temur, Sarkhan. Temur, Planeswalker, aggro, Temur, monsters. A lot of different things you could call this. We've got Llanowar Elves and Paradise Druid to accelerate things out a little bit ahead of curve. Domri also does that. One of our more aggressive curves in this deck can be Elf on 1, Domri on 2, Sarkhan on 3. We've got Rekindling Phoenix and Questing Beast here in the 4 slot that are nice to slide Embercleave onto. We've got the Royal Scions, which is quite excellent with Questing Beast, similar to Embercleave giving it double strike. Royal Scions giving Questing Beast first strike is very good with the death touch that it can provide. And we've got some Brazen Borrowers and Bonecrushers here as a touch of interaction at the bottom end of the curve while also being extra threats. Hey, Mask, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Let's go ahead. Temur foils. Let's go ahead and hop on into the historic queue with this and see if we can run some folks down, huh? No, Galley Droll. I really don't understand the appeal of having a physical thing with extra buttons. Like, I literally have a giant thing full of buttons here in front of me. Why do I need to buy a separate piece of physical hardware that has, like, 8 buttons off to the side? Like, all of my things, like me muting the mic, toggling my thing off, like, you just set up hotkeys on the keyboard. Yeah, I guess it looks cool. I don't know, for like the 4 or 5 things that I need to do on command consistently, like, I can just like hit a key binding. How's the cut the line? It was bad. Not super linear, not super interactive. Hotkey to type you out, exactly. I mean, if you can't remember hotkeys, it's probably useful. I'm old, but I'm not can't remember my hotkeys old. Ooh. I don't like using hotkeys because they burn my fingers. God bless. God bless. Yeah, you know, don't let me yuck your yum. If you have a Stream Decker and you love it, more power to you. Just for me personally, I don't think that utility has real added value for what I do here. Because the flow through which it generates, I already have. So I don't think it's really a useful application. Yeah, this is a good example of why I think Domri's better. Fantima. Our deck's not really looking for card advantage, we're looking to beat people down. So need a second blue source at some point here. Ooh. What is your quest? I seek the face. Embrace your fear and charge! Get him. Get him! Arrgh. Arrgh. Crunch. We're never casting Borrower. Maybe. Hopefully it just won't matter. Hopefully it just won't matter. So you're dead on board? If they block all 3 of these here, they die. Oh, and they can only block with Giant. Yeah. Alright. Ripjaw Raptor. Now here, this is an it's been a while since I've gotten to play this one as an anti-red card. That's a good one. I think I'm supposed to trim Paradise Druid here with the expectation that Goblin Chain Whirler could be up in my base this match. I think I'm going to trim Embercleave here as well. Drag the curve down a little bit. We should still have plenty of closing power with all of these. Yeah, I agree, Marty. This card's great. Just like pretty decent stat line. If they cleave through it, you draw 2 cards. What kind of mic do you use? I just have a Blue Yeti microphone. I think Domri's fine just because I think this is an all Doomblades on deck matchup. I think I want as many ways as possible to take Torbran off the table. Well, I mean, if they shock Sarkhan, he still made a 4/4, which is fine. Like, 4/4 flyers are great. This is probably fine. It's a little awkward that it doesn't have a second red or second blue, though. Yeah, Sarkhan randomly makes it so they have to stop attacking occasionally. If they attack, I'm going to block, given the option if we don't get, like, stomped. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. That's fine. The game's not over yet. We get to trade here. We get to cap something. Weird that they played Annex after trading. Maybe they didn't think I would trade. They must have thought I wasn't going to trade, huh? Shuffler, ranked, earth flat, etc., etc. The second red source isn't terrible. It means if we draw, like, Rekindling Phoenix now, we can play it. Yikes. Okay, well... I love that animation. That's so good. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. The lack of thrashing Brontodons in the 75 might be wrong. I was about to say maybe their hand is bad too. Turns out, no. Hello, oldest son. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The time really flies, huh?
Huh, yeah.
You just come in here to steal some of my water?
No, I drank it.
Oh, you're drinking it? You're not stealing it? Okay. This is just like almost guaranteed to die, right?
Whoop-a-wapple.
The red bird, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, but he carry cruise. Rebel do.
I had to get rid of the Redbird. It's very sad.
Why?
Because I couldn't cast him. I didn't have any lands. Aren't lands a sad mechanic?
What where?
These are lands. They let us cast our spells.
Where?
Hey, we drew the Redbird. It is a Firebird. Do you know what a Firebird is called?
Yeah.
What's a Firebird called?
Well, I look like an owl.
It does look like an owl. We call it's a Phoenix.
What a Phoenix?
A Phoenix is a Firebird.
What a fireball
This
Phoenix?
is a Phoenix. Yep.
And what a Phoenix is a fireball?
And look, you see the Phoenix? It makes an egg.
Egg?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
A fire egg?
It does make a fire egg.
What?
Hey, Jaden. Thanks for the entire year support. You off to play?
I told I grab here. Now I told my mom a tree 3 day old. Boom! Now a tree what?
Alright, sorry about that. I think we're looting to start. Yikes. I think we're discarding. They have a Redcap Melee. Okay, so with Redcap off to the side, I think I'm supposed to ditch the Sarkhan here. With Redcap, we can't play a blocker this turn, so we'll just pass. What are Jake's thoughts on banding? Okay, well those gained 3 at least. Do they have a Phoenix of their own? Just a Chamberlain, okay. So we're dead. Feels dead. I wish Tefru would rotate out of Magic, right? Right. Yeah, I mean, we mulliganed to 5 that game, right? Just like, sometimes there's not a whole lot you can do. Seems good. 1, 2, 3. It's just curvamentary. What could it be? Yeah, I feel like I'm not sure that this archetype really survived the Oko ban. Like, when this deck had Oko in it, like, quickly Okoing people is something that was super reasonable. And, like, we just take such a big power level downtick. Losing that card, I'm not sure that, like, our average what is left over is really competitive. Thanks, Just James. I appreciate the support. I really kind of wish, not even kind of, I really just wish they would have left Oko in this format. I feel like they could have unsuspended Oko and given him a chance on this last round of updates. I feel like in a world without Once Upon a Time and Veil, and a world where Embercleave exists, Oko's a bit less offensive. But especially with Field of the Dead too. Field of the Dead goes over the top of Oko pretty nicely. Yeah, that honestly wouldn't surprise me. They like felt they couldn't unban it because people would just be mad because people are people.
Bravery galvanizes any plan.
It's just that time of year, Ian. Even without sans COVID, it is actually a bad flu season too, on top of other things. Rest up. Moments before the disaster. Got him good. So Ripjaw is good against Gruul as well. I think Domri's supposed to come out here because they're a questing beast deck. Yeah, I mean, casual players who aren't good at deck building always blame whatever is the best deck in the format for like the reason why their deck's not good. And like when you take away that good deck, there's just a different good deck that would keep their bad deck down instead. Seems fine. You know, I think I'm actually just going to trade here. I don't really need the acceleration with Paradise Druid. Like keeping their pressure lower sounds great. We've actually talked about that game, Arcane. I actually think it's very silly that they ban cards on Arena in every format. In my opinion, any card that is banned in every format on Arena should instead have its name changed and be rebalanced. They should have the name change happen so it's very clear it's a digital only card. So you want to avoid whatever confusion you can avoid with paper stuff. Yeah, it's probably fine. I don't know that best of one's really that different than best of three. Nexus isn't that present in best of three, which is the key difference. Yikes, punished for not trading last turn. You see, Bernie saved the day with getting the unmodified Stimulus bill through the Senate. How is he responsible for that? Sure, yeah, I'm talking specifically about the digital format. I'm talking about re-releasing the card digitally in the digital-only format. I'm talking about embracing Historic as a digital-only format and saying, hey, we're going to re-release these cards that we already have art assets for, change the name slightly, fix the text on it. Hey, thanks for dropping that off, Jigris. I appreciate it. So, easy blocks here. Get to go block, block, bounce your questing beast with the third borrower here. Solanas, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. It has been a while since I've seen a Breach deck, yeah. A third borrower, it's basically standard. Force them to trade. And then I'm going to go ahead and stomp their face and then play Bonecrusher out as a blocker so we don't die to second questing beast. Well, make sure you take care of you first. Any dollars that end up in my direction should definitely be extra. It's good to have you here, though. In the meantime, all funds allow it. Look at that. Look at that. Definitively deciding that our Temur deck is better than Gruul there, naturally. Yeah, that match was the empirical evidence that we needed. Yeah, I've been thoroughly underwhelmed by most gamer chairs. Like when I was on Tempo Storm, they gave me a DX Racer for free with their branding, and I ended up quickly swapping back to my office chair. I don't think we've seen any spoilers yet, and you're right, spoilers for the new set are supposed to start today, I believe. Did it get pushed back to April 2nd, Marty? When's the set release? This spoiler cycle is going to be really short then, huh? I mean, to be fair to the people talking about gamer chairs too, the gaming chairs are much less expensive than good. Gaming chairs are much less expensive than good office chairs. Like, the office chair that I'm sitting on with the high back was $650. Like, things like Racer and other brands like that are usually clocking in about $300. Things like Racer and stuff like that seem like reasonable quality products for the price point that they are in.
With my sister by my side, I do not fear the unknown. Let me synthesize the facts.
I'm gonna ditch Domri here. Maybe I'm supposed to ditch a Spellbreaker since I have 2 Giants in exile. You don't understand how a chair can be so expensive. I'm going to give you one of the best pieces of advice you're ever going to hear. Spend your money where you spend your time. Do not buy a cheap bed. Do not buy a cheap chair that you sit in for many, many hours per day.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
Yeah, if you're on your feet a lot, don't buy cheap shoes.
fighting the cold truth.
Should have waited to play my land. Although I'd probably just binning the land, huh? It is a pseudo self-shill. Yes, as you get older, especially if you have a sub $100 chair, you will likely be physically worse off if it's something you're spending multiple hours per day in.
I need a hand, Will.
I was actually, when I was like three or 4 years ago, I was having some back problems, and I like went to my doctor, and my doctor referred me to a chiropractor, and neither of them at any point asked me about, well, what do you sit in all day, or like what are your ergonomics like? And I was really annoyed because like my issue didn't resolve until I ended up changing my chair. Yeah, I went to an actual doctor, and my actual doctor referred me to a chiropractor. If my doctor refers me to a witch doctor, I'm looking for a new primary care physician. Which chair do I use? I think it's called an Ergo Human. I think. I don't know. I have to look. They don't pay me money, so I don't have all their stats offhand. So, depending on their attacks here, we can kill them with Embercleave next turn. I guess they're going to make a 2-2. Oh, that shouldn't matter, right? That's a fantastic draw, because it lets me do this, give it haste and attack, and still cleave. Cleave ho! I don't actually have any ways to interact with enchantments here post-board, which is a little unfortunate. I think because they showed me main deck Ixalan's Binding, I'd rather... I guess this kind of interacts with it. I think I'd rather trim around the edges here and bring in a pair of these just to, like, diversify the names on my threats. I didn't save my Planeswalker because I had a line to set up to kill them with the Gruul Spellbreaker, because the Planeswalker represented... I guess they both represent 4 extra points of damage. It's a wash, it doesn't matter. I apologize for opening the chiropractor can of worms. I didn't realize that this was such a sensitive topic, apparently, for the internet. Let's move off of that one in chat, please. The stream is not delayed, Mortrex. If you're on mobile, that sometimes delays the stream, and potentially Twitch's infrastructure in general might have a little bit more delay if there's more people watching lately. I mean, my personal anecdotal evidence was that the chiropractor I was referred to didn't ask me what should have been a basic question about why I was experiencing what I was experiencing. So my personal experience is kind of negative, but again, I'm sure that range is wide, and there's lots of different people out there that do that, just like most things. I think I'm just stomping their face and then playing a 4-3. If you click, there should be a stats thing. You can enable more text that'll tell you what your actual delay is, I believe. If you click the little gear icon in the corner, you should be able to see, or right click on the stream, there should be a stream stats button or something like that. New York Stock Exchange had to stop trades on a company with Zoom in their name because people thought it was the Zoom app company. What is the Zoom app? Business Skype. Okay. Teleconference. Oh, it's crappy Discord. Got it. It's crappy Discord. Got it. It's corporate approved crappy Discord. For people that are saying they have issues with Discord and screen sharing, you should pay money for Discord's premium server capacity. Believe it or not, getting it completely for free doesn't give you as high a quality service when there's high bandwidth times going on. Discord does have premium features. They do actually make money on some things. When a creature you control dies, if an aura controls attached to it, return target creature that controls your trigger in your hand. It's kind of sweet. The free version of Discord to an online tool that requires thousands of dollars to license. Sounds about peak internet. If this is a brick, we're gonna run them down pretty quickly with both of these. What is your quest? I seek the face. I'm offering to let them eat the Paradise Druid because it means they're not double blocking. My 4-3. Dealerino. So tradesies, they go to 5 because they lifelink for 1. Run locally. Ventrilo still exists, right? Was Vent open source? There's a look for a Ventrilo had local servers. There's an open source variation of Ventrilo too. I forget what it was called. I feel like there was Mumble. That's it. Yeah, Mumble is the one. Mumble is an open source Ventrilo alternative. If you're looking for something that you can run on your own hardware and have more control over. Mumble. Gosh, it's been a long time. During high school and the most of undergrad, I ran Ventrilo and then Mumble servers associated with a Counter-Strike source server that me and my buddies ran and modded. We wrote Python scripts to mod the gameplay of Counter-Strike source. It was a lot of good time. Good time. Those are applications I haven't thought about for a long time. Yeah, I used to be a nerd, and then I grew up and got cool, and now I play Magic the Gathering for a job. Really phased out of that nerd stage elegantly. Who am I bouncing here? I think I'm just bouncing the Annex. This might be wrong. Ooh, untapped land that doesn't hurt me is great. To give you context to how long I've been playing digital Magic for, the first time I installed Magic the Gathering online, I did it using dial-up internet. I remember telling my mother just another hour for like 12 hours. It was awful. All right, so we'll attack them with this. Will Domri have these trade? Gargantuan, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. MTGO is the hero back in the day. Get bumped off of AOL by a telemarketer. MTGO has my back with 10 minutes till you time out. Are we winning? Yeah, I think we are. Nothing disgusts me more than Law and Order. If I attack with both of these and cleave this, it's actually lethal. So if I attack and they don't trade, they die, right? That's right, right? 12, 15. And if I attack and they do block, I cleave the Paradise Druid. And on the backswing, they're currently doing 4, 5, 6 to me, and I'm at 11, so we should be okay there. Cleave ho! gonna give what might possibly be a controversial take. I think Cleveland is a more offensive card than Oko. Y'all are welcome to disagree, but I think from a personal perspective, I think I would rather play against Oko than this card. Is that lukewarm? That's fair. There's probably, if you subscribe to my channel, you're probably more inclined to agree with that than the average person. Than the average Magic player. There's a lot of people that will make the fight you on the fact that, like, Cleave's basically a combo deck. Green's a stupid color for stupid heads. You've been hurt before, haven't you? Yeah, you don't play against Embercleave. The game just ends usually. Oko made gameplay styles impossible. You're adorable if you think Embercleave doesn't make certain styles of gameplay impossible. Here's an elegant way to think about it. Embercleave is effectively the death of small edges aggro decks because it's basically strictly incorrect to be playing some kind of deck eking out small edges as opposed to just going way over the top with Cleave. There's no reason to, like, be playing, like, a Sly style deck. Yeah, Embercleave prevents mid-range from being the natural predator to aggro, because being slightly bigger is impossible when you're getting Embercleaved. It just is. Yeah, I think Oko is more emotionally taxing for people than Embercleave because people don't understand when they've lost the game to Oko a lot of the time. They sit there and die to it for a long duration. Modern card designs have really pushed mid-range out as being a playable archetype in Magic. Cards like Embercleave and the giant slew of ramp that's been printed in recent memories have really made it difficult for mid-range to exist in current Magic formats. Yeah, I agree, Skunky Blitz. Actually, the comparison I've made a few times in recent memory is like, I personally greatly prefer Experimental Frenzy to Embercleave. I think Frenzy's just a way sweeter finisher. It's a card that really goes over the top well, but it's a card that creates, like, sweats and interesting gameplay. You're not just dead to it. They have to have it, and then things have to break their way. Alright, let's close this game out. Yeah, I agree, Marty. I really hope they explore unsuspending Oko in this format at some point. Really, really hope. There's an alternate dimension where Nissa and Krasis got banned and Oko and Field stayed legal. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I would actually really like to see what Standard looks like right now, minus Nissa, with those changes. I agree. Hello, oldest son. Welcome back. What's going on? Whatcha? Whoa, that's rude.
Hey, Daddy.
Yes, Jacob.
I'm gonna watch the basement, Daddy.
You want to watch something in the basement?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to watch? You want to pick?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we doing here, Chip? We hit the second red. We're just playing some burbs, huh?
Yeah, what be? What be?
Those are drill bits that you should put back. Or screwdriver bits that you should put back.
What be, couple? What be?
They're for the screwdriver so Dad can eventually put the arm back on his chair that's broken.
Whoa! What? Somebody, you pull
Jacob,
out.
there you go, pick.
Okay, I pick. Oh, but too many of them.
There's too many choices. You're a typical American paralyzed by choice.
Yeah, so good.
Actually, you know what? I should probably... There might be merit to just leaving up Borrower and Redcap here.
Maybe a movie, Daddy. A movie at the basement.
You want a Disney movie?
A Disney movie at the basement.
Sure. Hey, don't hang on my desk, dude. That's dangerous.
What?
Here you go. You wanna pick a movie?
Not that movie.
Are you dead yet? Alright. Slow and steady. Make it back some of those percentage points that we lost with the other one.
What?
Yeah, Ripjaw's been impressive. That's probably on the list of cards that's underplayed in this format. The Jund Dinos deck that I'm going to get added up to the website tomorrow was really impressive with Ripjaw in it. I don't think you've seen that one before. You want to watch it? It is the Little Mermaid, yep.
That's the new Little Mermaid show.
I think so. It doesn't look like you've watched it.
I watch it.
Okay, it's going right now. Get on it. Chat, I don't actually know if he's watched that one or not before. I don't think the Disney app tells me that. I'm just assuming that if he has watched it, he'll come back and he'll tell me. Or maybe he has watched it and he'll forget that he's watched it, you know? Who knows? Who knows? If he has watched it or it's not playing, I'll find out in about 60 seconds. Actually, I'm going to check on him and make sure it's playing for him. Yeah, we good. We good. The TV in my basement is a smart TV, but it also has a Chromecast on it. It's not always connected to the Chromecast. Someone's asking about Sarkhan and if Sarkhan's worth it. I have no idea. We haven't actually cast Sarkhan yet today, so not a clue. You know what? I should have attacked before playing this, right? Almost assuredly. I think even if they have a sweeper here, it's important that I trade because if Domri dies, I can't play a 4-drop next turn. If you have Klothys, got a Destiny in play, can you cast Kamal's Druidic Vow? I don't know the answer to that question. Judge, if Klothys is an enchantment, can you cast a legendary spell? And we're dead. But remember, Oko's banned. Ferocidon's real good here. Yeah, I'm very surprised that 3-mana Teferi's remained legal too. It's definitely a fairly offensive card. Alright, let's do this. Keep our flyers in. Trim some of our ground pounders that get blocked. Too much dog. Thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. It's a little on the slow side, but I think Ferocidon on the play is good enough. I might mulligan to a mana elf on the draw, or at least like not keep a 7 without it, but I think on the play this is fine. They both remove parts of the game. Teferi turns off half of magic. Oko turns off creatures and artifacts. Yeah, to a degree. Oko doesn't turn off enter the battlefield effects. Second Angry Dino is great. Yeah, I agree, Yak. I think that's the biggest letdown about things like Teferi. The fact that, like, Teferi's templating stops things like Finale or Chandra Planeswalkers from casting spells really sucks. So, the problem, I think we could maybe see cards get restricted in Historic, potentially, if they want to explore new options here. But in general, I don't think I ever expect things to get restricted in non-historic, non-vintage formats. From a logistics standpoint, like managing tournaments, things being restricted is a pretty big mess. Yeah, one-sided prison cards, like Once Upon a Time is.
Stand by and watch.
Man, I feel bad for her. Day9 just tweeted he had to cancel his stream today because of further Comcast issues. Very, very glad I don't have to deal with them anymore. Whoosh, man. Thanks for the half year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So Teferi means I can't play this in combat, but I can just play this now and then smack them for 8. Rawr.
This might be a bad idea.
Okay. You're down to 3. I have fiber internet. It is maintained by a small company called Metronet. I am very grateful to have access to. Okay, so like, do I play a second Ferocidon here? Or do I play Sarkhan? I think I play Sarkhan because it's better against the sweeper. Day 9 stream getting canceled, the closest thing I've been to getting Comcasted as a Canadian. Okay, Questerson's a good pickup. They got to deal with Sarkhan and beat the Questerson now.
Here we go.
I suppose if they have another sweeper, that deals with both, huh? Casual gain 6, no big. Maybe I'm supposed to play Domri there and hit them for the extra 1 because they could just bounce this and then gain life, I suppose. They are at least out of cards in their bin to re-escape arrow this turn, so that's nice. If I would have played Domri, I could have also had Sarkhan fight the zombie so he stays at higher loyalty, which could have been good. And I guess Domri would have been in play to plus an attack this turn. Yeah, I probably should have played Domri last turn. Hopefully this questing beast is just lethal.
My responsibility. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I've done the hero thing before. Dang it. Stupid sloth is right. Stupid sloth is right. I'm just gonna cash this in. Otherwise, they're gonna kill it with zombie tokens next turn. I'm gonna name my firstborn Questerson and claim it's a family name. There are 3 cards in the bin. Do I even want Disdainful Stroke here? I feel like I'd rather have an extra cleave. Would I rather just have haste threats? Like, the fact that they're playing Teferi makes Disdainful Stroke so much worse. Maybe it's fine. We have Questerson to take Teferi off the table. I'm gonna bottom that and keep my flyers. Our best draw here is Llanowar Elves. Second best is Paradise Druid for next turn. I don't know if the deck strictly felt bad. It's felt less powerful for sure. The archetype is not nearly as good without its really good aggressive draws. Not having a bunch of 1-mana accelerants feels less than stellar. It's okay, Yak. I think because Field of the Dead is legal in this format, a Boreal Grazer is a little bit better than Llanowar Elves on average in the scope of the format in its entirety. Just because most of the decks that are looking to go bigger on mana. Right on time, Paradise Druid. Welcome to the party. Enjoy your stay. Okay. So they can trade a zombie for Domri here. Kinda wish I would have fought one of these. Although I guess if I would have fought one, they would have gusted me in response. Hey, Jeddick, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I mean, before the fiber company came to the town where I currently live, Antiarch Demon, our choices were Comcast cable internet or DSL that maxed out at 6 megs down, 1.5 megs up. So I feel you. And then, in true late-stage capitalism fashion, after Comcast had failed to provide gigabit speeds where I live, within less than a year of fiber coming to Bloomington, Comcast added gigabit speeds because they always had the capability to provide them. It just cost them money to do so, so they weren't going to do it unless there was a competitor forcing them to. Anybody who looks at how ISPs work in the United States and concludes that capitalism has been a successful experiment, I feel is pretty stupid. Explain fiber versus regulars if you were talking to your grandparents. So, just like DSL and cable internet are different types of methods of getting internet into your home, fiber is a third type of method to get internet into your home. So if I block like this, I take 10-11, and I'm not dead yet, so... Deal. I'm more amazed Comcast didn't have your government pass a law that made the small company illegal like they've done in some cities. Yeah. Yep. I think one of my favorite technology related conservative hypocritical things. There's lots of things conservatives or Republicans are hypocrites about, but my personal favorite is when they complain about platforms like Twitter and YouTube being biased against conservatives. If they believe in free market capitalism so much, I just don't understand why they don't go start their own YouTube or their own Twitter. Because if they create their own YouTube or their own Twitter, like the free markets allow them to, they can have it be as unregulated and unmoderated as they want. Correct. They are mad idiots with no backing. You're not wrong. Don't forget small. We did win, Wargame. We played some burbs and we flew over the top of them. Sure. Sure. You don't have any ISPs where you live and you run off a hotspot. Rough. Internet access is an issue in a lot of rural areas, right? Like I believe if you get not that far outside of the actual Bloomington Normal proper where I live into like the smaller cities outside of it, a lot of them like only have the DSL internet provider that gets like 6 megs down as their only option. Your internet is 10 megabits down and 0.5 up. Ugh. 0.5 up. Man, Twitter's so old at this point. How old is my Twitter account? Joined November 2008. Man, social media chat. I remember during undergrad, my group of friends and I used to use Twitter as basically a group texting service. We just like would tweet, "Hey, going to X place," or "Who's going where." How times have changed. And you had the 140 character limit because you texted your Twitter updates in. You didn't need no mobile internet connection, chat. You texted in your updates. Alright, if we draw our own cleave, we could kill them here. That is in the solidly not dead yet camp. Can you still do that? I don't know. It's just been a long time since I've needed to try. That's lethal. How does this matchup feel to me? I have no idea. Probably like whoever gets to the Embercleave first is likely to win. It's probably a realistic takeaway. What's Gallia's purpose? Gallia, you just ignore the Satyr line of decks. It's just a 2/2 with haste that when it attacks with 2 other creatures, it discards a card to draw. So we play the Sulfur Falls, our second land here. So this way we can Brazen Borrower something this turn while still playing a tapped land. That's a stellar draw. Oh, you know what? I should have attacked first, probably. So that way, if they double blocked, I could blow them out. Womp womp. All right, defense bird, let's do it. Rekindling Phoenix is so good at clogging up boards like this. Let's send that one back from whence it came, huh? Reset. So we'll block, they'll cleave, we'll bounce the cleave, we'll eat their questing beast. Yeah, big agree, Marty. We'll do Life Bane. Pivot. Pivot. Cleave ho! Hey, your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. Just no blocks conceded. Got it. Deal. He did want to do the math. Yep. All right, this is going to be our last game with this one. We'll do a quick wrap up, and then we're going to roll on into the next one. We got 2 more historic decks coming up yet today. Nice long stream today. I'm going to keep this. It needs another blue source to cast these, but like double bounce sounds great. Zixworthud, thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think this card is stellar in this matchup. This is a great draw because it lets me have a 3-drop on 3. Alright, I'll see your 3-3 and raise you a 4-4. See if we get ambushed or not. Lava coil, sure. They just skip attacking? Is that a misclick? No, they must have Embercleave, right? They must have Embercleave. Yeah, I agree. Right, his mechanic was one that ended up being really, really well done. Okay, so we can cast Borrower now. The problem is they just like have cleave in their hand. So like just can't block. Just like all relevant. Yep, slamming. We are not looking forward to that one. Be careful. Good luck, Godspeed. Like they're still at 20. Like I can make a 4/4, but like whenever I block, they just cleave through. Yeah, we're just dead. It's worth noting there, how much of a difference that 5th point of toughness would have made. My one big takeaway, and this sounds kind of funny talking about a card out of the board, is just kind of highlights how good the Jund Dinos deck is right now, I think. We have Ripjaw Raptor was a card we brought in a bunch, and it really just, this is a card that like overperforms against red and Gruul aggro. I think this card's a little bit underplayed in the format right now. There's 4 of them in the Jund Dinos deck I'll be throwing up on the website either tonight or tomorrow when I get some time to do so. As far as this specific deck was concerned, I'm not really sure from a competitive standpoint this deck's doing anything compelling that's better than traditional Gruul in the format. Like, Borrower did some kind of tempo-y stuff in those games, but it was fine. Yeah. Rekindling Phoenix was another kind of standout card for me in the set. A slightly bigger Gruul deck that wants to lean on Phoenix, Questing Beast, and Ripjaw in the 4 slot could be interesting. Like play a bunch of Paradise Druids. One of the things to think about too is like the power level of cards is format contextual, and because Field of the Dead is legal again, Questing Beast is better in the format, and when Questing Beast is good, these Planeswalkers that don't really impact the board for these two, and this one that comes in lower, they tend to be a little bit worse, right? Because it's easier for people to pressure your Planeswalkers out of play when Questing Beast is around. Alright, we're going to take a quick ad roll while I get the client restarted and get everything flipped over decklist-wise for the next one. When we get back, we are going to take a crack at this Naya Adventures brew, featuring Dragon Master Outcast and Ranger of Eos, among other new cards from the latest Historic Anthology 2s. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a bit. Yep, yeah, exactly. Questing Beasts and Flyers versus Field of the Dead.